Jennifer. Hello to all you wonderful listeners. Thank you for joining us on this fine, rainy, beautiful morning. It's still morning, right? Technically?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's been a crazy morning, Rocio.
I know. Tell us about your morning, Jennifer.
Well, apparently I found out today that my car has this safety feature where if you unlock it or you turn it on in the wrong way, it shuts down for about 10 minutes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. So my mind is racing. What am I going to do? I have this networking event to go to at 7:15 this morning. I have this live radio show in the city at 11 o'clock, and I'm without a car. So,
What'd you do?
good question. I did panic a little bit, thinking, what am I going to do without a car? Your mind starts racing, right? And you go into a mode of, do I need a new car? Is it the battery? Is it the engine? But then I regrouped in a matter of a few seconds, and I said, okay, how can I get to the first event? So I started calling everybody that I know, and of course, everybody was there already. But then I called my fabulous boyfriend and asked him,
And
what do I do?
What did he suggest?
Well, let me rephrase. I didn't ask him. I kind of yelled a little bit, I need a car. But no, he said, I know this is going to sound crazy, but some cars have this safety feature. So if you just wait a little bit and you turn the car back on, it could start. And at that point, I'd already been sitting in my car for about 15, 20 minutes. So I opened the door, closed it, turned the key, and boom, it started.
Nice. And we're here.
Yay.
Okay, before we get started, visit us at www.PlanetaXLive. That's PlanetaXLive.com. And while you're at it, log our number into your phone, 773-236-0015.
All right. So maybe we should explore a little bit about networking today, since I was at a fantastic event at the Trinell Financial Group in Libertyville.
Okay, how'd that go? What was it about?
Yeah, so every week, Thursday mornings, it's called Freedom One, 7:15 in the morning. There's about 80 to 100 or so business owners, entrepreneurs, business professionals in general that meet up and collaborate and get to know each other. So you do your little... they have like a 20-second intro since there's so many people. And then usually there's a guest speaker or two. And then you get to connect with people afterwards.
Okay, and today's guest speaker was?
Well, there was a couple of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And we can maybe bring them in and invite them as a guest for future shows. So,
Sounds good.
All of you from Trinell, make sure that you connect with me and we'll get that set up. And so what I find is it's interesting because there's networking events just about every day, right?
Right.
And a lot of us that are entrepreneurs and in business, we want to go out and collaborate. But there's also those people who are looking for maybe another business opportunity, maybe they're recent graduates. And so some people really are networking junkies and others fear it.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on networking, Rocio? Do you like it? Are you a little hesitant?
I'm a little hesitant. I'm definitely one of those that fears networking events.
Okay, let's break that down for a moment. Is that all right? Are you okay with being a little vulnerable?
Definitely.
Okay.
Break me down.
All right. And it's okay if you shed some beautiful tears like you did the other day. Thank you for just being so transparent about where you're at in your business and all the great opportunity that's headed your way.
Of course.
So, all right, what is it that you don't like that much about networking events?
I think it could be a little intimidating, especially depending on the type of event that you're going to. You're going with these thoughts, what to expect, who are you going to meet? Are people going to be receptive? Are they going to be accepting?
Especially if you're in a stage of transition.
Definitely.
Because I think when you started going to some of these events,
I was in the beginning stages of building my business. And so that in itself really scared me a bit.
So was it the fact that you didn't have it all together and you thought people might know? Did you not have business cards? What was the deal?
I mean, everything. I mean, my website still wasn't live. My business cards hadn't been printed. And that was just at maybe the first two events. I didn't have business cards. So I was freaking out about that. And I didn't have all the details of my business figured out yet. And so I did kind of fear the questions that people would be asking me about my business. And I, was hoping I'd have all the answers. But sometimes it's okay not to have all the answers, right?
Yes, exactly. Let's break that down a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think there's a few of you out there that might not have your business cards yet. Do you really need them? Do you need this fancy website? Let's say you're in the state of transition. What do you do? So one of the things that I want to share with you is I didn't have a website last year when I launched Sales from the Heart. Actually, technically, I still have a landing page. So if you go to salesfromtheheart.com, you see this picture that doesn't look anything like me, my hair's straight, and you get to opt in for this a free gift. And I'm in collaboration to redo the site now, but it's not what I needed to get going. I needed to go out there and connect with other people.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. So number one, remember, we're here to connect and serve others. That's what sales is truly about. We're all in sales and marketing, regardless of what industry you're in. We need to be able to serve and communicate with others, and especially listen. So can you go to an event and ask questions about the other person?
Of course.
Right?
And people love to talk about themselves.
They do, just like I did for a minute. No, but it's really important to first and foremost establish that connection. So if you're not sure exactly where you're going in your business right now, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being transparent about that, because you might meet somebody there that could connect you with somebody else.
Right. Definitely.
All right. And then, so the business card question, should we break that down for a minute?
Yes, definitely. So I've met people that don't have business cards because they don't believe in them. I've met people that won't go anywhere without business cards. What are your thoughts, Jennifer?
Yes. I don't believe in spending $500 on gold leaf business cards. Maybe I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but you did come to me saying, I wanted these really pretty business cards.
Right.
It's beyond the pretty. It's more about what can you give to them that they can benefit from. So you want to use the backside of the business card. That's really important.
Which a lot of people don't do, or they just use it for their logo.
Exactly.
I have a question. Picture or no picture on your business cards?
You know what? I think it can be beneficial for people if that's what your main focus is. So for me, I decided to brand Sales from the Heart because it's not just about me. I have other people on my team as well.
Right.
But, for people to remember and maybe associate you with that might be helpful. So I'm not really necessarily against a picture per se, but I think it's important. What is the call to action on your business card? Do you offer a free giveaway, whether it's the top 10 mistakes to avoid in event planning, for instance?
Right.
Is it a little tidbit about yourself? So I have 7 truths on the back of my business card, and to get the last one, they have to go to salesfromtheheart.com.
Right, because ultimately the point of a business card is to get the person that you're handing it to reach out to you. Am I right?
Yes, but that rarely happens.
Right? I am guilty of that. I collect those business cards and I do look at them, but I file them away.
Right, because we maybe schedule the next appointment or we have somewhere else to go right after that event. So, you know what? Write this down. This little sales nugget for you is to schedule some time after that event. And maybe it's a half an hour or an hour, and you sit in front of the computer and you connect with people on LinkedIn. You maybe send them an email, or you reach out and you leave a message, or you connect with them via phone.
Right. And another tidbit of advice that I would give, that something I started to do, is maybe take notes, even on the business card itself, where you met this person, what you thought of them, because we do file those business cards away. And if you're looking through later on, you look at those business cards and you want to be able to trigger something in your head that's going to remind you of who that person is and what you thought of them and where you met them. So.
Yes, especially if you're giving a little mini intro. So today at the networking event, I said, hey, who would like to be featured as a guest on this show? And a few people came up to me, and I wrote that on the card because there was a few others that maybe it wasn't something that they wanted to do, but they still exchanged cards. So you can also put a little star next to someone that you had a meaningful conversation, maybe a smiley face. And you know what? It's okay to write a frowny face. Like, you don't really want to connect with these people because sometimes
you don't.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
Exactly. You're not trying to be in business for everyone and connect with everyone. You want to have a specific targeted niche. And we talk a little bit more about that in some previous shows that we've done and some more to come. And of course, if you have any questions and you want to call in, you can feel free to connect with us. What's that number again, Rocio?
It's 773-236-0015.
And we know a few of you are out there in the corporate world and you just can't break away at the moment. So what we can do is actually have you email us. So you can email to info@salesfromtheheart.com and send us your questions there as well. All right.
Get this out of the way here.
We had a little distraction. Nobody saw that, right? All right. So we were talking about business cards, what you should put on the card, having that call to action. And you know what? You don't have to spend a fortune to do this. There's many printers out there that can print some fantastic things, even on the fly. I have a special one, and it's called Heart Printing. And I'm not just being biased because it's got the name Heart in it.
Sure.
But Mark over there at Heart Printing in Arlington Heights is fantastic, and he's always given me the cards, made some adjustments on them on the fly, just really cooperating with whatever it is that we need to do for myself and for my clients. So that's just one printer. There's a few others that I would recommend as well, and you can always connect with me and I can give you some references.
Sounds good. Okay, Jennifer. So networking, what are some suggestions? Maybe we can help those people out there that are listening that fear networking events. What tidbits, pieces of advice can we give them?
Yeah, so, okay, you go into a room and there's maybe 50 people there, 100 people, and you just maybe feel a little bit overwhelming of how many people are out there.
Especially if you're by yourself.
Yeah. So number one, you can always contact or connect with the host and just say a little bit about who you're looking to connect with there. Who would be a good referral for you? Maybe a power partner as well. So if you don't have a friendly host, then don't go back to that event. But most hosts are, and they understand that, and they want to do that. They want to connect you with other people. So that's one thing. Do you think that's helpful?
I do, definitely.
All right. And then another thing is there's always at least one friendly face out there, don't you think?
Yes. I think there are a couple people that are really good at eyeing people and finding those people that are newcomers and kind of, getting them to warm up. I know I've had some amazing people do that for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And as a guest of an event or an attendee, look for those people that are standing by themselves. Sometimes you have the best conversations with people that seem a little reserved or shy. I just learned that in my improv class on Monday, thanks to Ellen Schnorr for hosting this wonderful event. A lot of the people that we think are more reserved are actually really outgoing when that safe zone is created. So ask them questions about themselves. Again, people like to talk about themselves,
right? And
you can get the conversation rolling that way.
And I think also definitely go with a mission. Have an agenda. Know what you want, what you're expecting, what you want to walk away with, and walk into the event with those things in mind. And
yes, absolutely. So let's break that down a little bit because some people think that means that they have to grab a business card from everybody there. And so they're on a mission to grab as many business cards as they can just to throw them in the shoebox later.
Right.
So instead, what I do is I say, okay, I'm going to connect with at least one person here, maybe 3 max, where I can actually develop a good friendship or a relationship with them or connect them with somebody else. What do you think about that?
I think that's good. I mean, I know in the beginning that's something that I definitely focused on was just connecting with people. It's good. I mean, some people go looking for a job. And so, keep that in mind. You're meeting people and, don't get sidetracked. Stay focused.
Stay focused. And also remember, it's not always who you meet, but it's also who they know. Right. So a perfect example is just stepping outside of what you would normally do and just taking that leap of faith and trusting that all of this is coming together for a particular reason. So, for example, one of my friends connected me with Mujeres Latinas en Acción. That's about the most Spanish that I speak. For all of those of you know that I speak Spanish like a 5-year-old. I'm getting better through the volunteer work that I've done over the past few years. That's all in Spanish. But he connected me with them. They needed a speaker. Last minute, somebody had canceled. And I said, let me think about this. And he's like, just connect with the woman. It's a great cause. And I said, you know what? There's somebody there that will speak English and can translate for me if I really need to. And let's just have fun with it. Because of that, I met a fantastic woman named Edna Rodriguez, who also has a show here on PlanetaXLive. And she invited me to speak at one of her events. And then from there, she invited me as a guest on her radio program. And look,
here we are.
Here we are. So one thing can lead to another. So go into these networking events with open mind.
Definitely.
All right. What else? What else do you think is something that can keep people away from going to networking events?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, there's a lot. But what if we actually look at it maybe on the flip side?
Okay.
Of people who are serial networkers that go all the time?
Right. Okay. Can that hurt us or help us?
Well, it depends. What's your purpose on going? If it's to meet your future wife or husband?
I think we've all been to those types of networking events, right?
There are quite a few out there. And sometimes I think, it's okay to mix business and pleasure. We do that on the show. We talk about all different subjects, not just business, because your personal life is going to affect your business life. But I think the difference is that you're putting that other person in a slightly uncomfortable situation.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know I've especially spoken to friends who have encountered situations where they've gone to networking events and they're on a mission and they keep getting approached by people that are interested in more than what they do.
What do you mean?
Hitting on them.
Like they want a booty call afterwards?
Yeah.
All right, we can say it here. All right, so yes, I totally agree. Or they pretend that they're interested in doing business with you, but really they're just interested in finding out if you have a significant other.
And it's okay to weed those people out and tell those people you're not interested and move on to the next.
Yeah. Exactly. Give yourself permission to say no, thank you. Give yourself permission to walk away. You don't have to engage with somebody there for 30 minutes. You can say, you know what, great, let's connect a little bit later on. Feel free to reach out to me. Most of those people that know that you're not low-hanging fruit, they'll kind of go to the wayside, right?
Right.
And if you're there to do that, great, more power to you. But, understand that people there are, I think, really wanting to serve other people. They just might not know the best way to do it. And so maybe that's their initial approach. Maybe they feel more comfortable, being a little flirtatious. Right. But let's just kind of get to the point. If that's what you want, no, thank you. We're not interested, right?
Right, definitely.
Okay. And then, so being this serial entrepreneur, you're going to these events and you're thinking, wow, I'm really busy. Now, does busy mean being productive and getting results in your business?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
Tell me a little bit about that, Rocio.
I love busy work. I love planning and planning some more and never getting much of anything done.
So what does that do to you then in the long run? Does it cause you any type of anxiety or does it give you a false sense of belief that you are being productive or what happens?
No, it's definitely causes anxiety, frustration, because I'm fully aware, well, not anymore, but I was fully aware at the time that that's what I was doing, that I was just doing busy work and I wasn't really accomplishing anything that I wanted to accomplish.
Was this when we first met?
It was.
Do you recall that day?
I do.
It was just a few months ago, right?
It was. I keep saying March, but it was actually February.
Oh, okay. So that's when the wedding was. Congratulations to Fran and Brian.
Yay.
Fran and Brian Daly. And we just happened to meet at a wedding. So it's not always networking events where you meet people. It can be at other functions.
Yes,
right?
And actually I've told this story before, but for all of you that haven't heard it, I was actually in the car with my husband on our way to the wedding. I had helped Fran and Brian plan their wedding, and so I turned to my husband and I said, I'm going to meet somebody. I'm going to meet somebody really great today. I can feel it. And Here she is.
Aw.
But yeah, I went definitely to go help a friend, but on a mission. On a mission.
And so how did we connect? Was I like, hey, I'm this awesome coach and you need to call me?
No, not at all. Actually, we were introduced by Denny introduced us.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And
Denny.
Yeah. Hi,
Big
Denny.
shout out to her.
Denny introduced us. She approached me and said, here's somebody I think you should meet. And you introduced yourself and you told me you were a coach. And
Did I use the C word?
You did.
Oh, my goodness. What was I thinking?
And I was like, oh, a coach. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. I'm just starting my business. And we, had a little small talk. And after speaking with you, I don't know, you intrigued me a little bit. So I definitely made it a point that night to go home and connect with you. I think I requested you as a friend on Facebook, maybe LinkedIn. I sent you an email.
You did. I remember that. And we talked about working together one-on-one. But, I'm kind of a non-traditional coach, and I think that there were a few other things there that needed to be addressed first. And we talk about this of laying that solid foundation first and foremost, because when we build business off of a shaky foundation, you can only grow so far. Your business is only going to go, to a certain level, and it's going to come crashing down. And I know this firsthand. I experienced this through many trials and tribulations over the past 14, 13 years or so. It wasn't until about 3 years ago that I had my big wake-up moment. Unfortunately, it wasn't a pretty one, and I talk more about this near-death experience in my book. But, regardless, it's these 5 business success pillars that we need to build off of a solid foundation.
It's true.
And so can we talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So sometimes when we have those personal problems going on the home front, or we're not sure where we're going with our business, and that's causing some anxiety or maybe a little bit of depression where you don't want to go out to networking events because you're a little embarrassed or you're just not feeling up to it. I've had those moments where it was hard to even get up in the morning and take a shower.
I agree. I've been there. And I think it wasn't until our first conversation or second conversation, our first phone conversation, that I realized how much our personal lives really impact our professional lives. And, if you're having issues or problems, or you're dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with in your personal life, it is going to carry on over to your business.
Yes.
And it's a cycle, because then you're seeing, your business, and you're standing there watching your business not flourish or grow the way you want or expecting it to. And that's affecting how you're feeling. And it just...
Exactly.
We need to get to the root of the problem.
Yes. Getting to the root of the problem. And, that's not something that's usually discussed on the sales floor or in corporate.
Never.
They say check your personal life at the door. And being in the sales trenches for about 15 years, I knew what that was like. I was... I admit it, waking and baking. So I'd go to work and I wasn't really, 100% present. I was going out and doing the play hard, work hard type of mentality. So, you're out, you're drinking, you're thinking this is what everybody does. This is the social life that's normal, but it's affecting our business as well, which then affects our personal. It affects both. And I can't tell you how many times I'll talk with somebody who might have experienced a DUI. Then that makes it really difficult to go to work or what opportunities they have out there. And these are things, like I said, that I hear all the time, but not amongst each other. We don't put it out here. So know that you have a safe zone here with us. Yes, we can keep things confidential. No, you don't have to call in live and share your real name, or you can always email us as well and let us know your question. But this is something that we absolutely will talk about. It's not off the subject here for us.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think another one of the things that affect us with going out there and connecting with others is maybe we just don't feel we're good enough, right?
Right. We don't feel we're good enough. We've heard no a lot. And so we become frustrated. We start to self-doubt.
Maybe we don't have a process to actually communicate with people and explain what it is that we do.
Right.
So even your mini intro, whether it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, when you stand up, you have the mic and you have to tell everybody something that you do in a cute and memorable way. Yikes.
Right.
Some people are afraid of public speaking, or maybe they're more comfortable one-on-one. What we can do is we can tap into those strengths for you, or we can work together to, create your 30-second intro. That shouldn't stop you. That's my point is if you're not great at doing something, work with somebody else that can help you do that. This isn't just about you, right? It's not just about me. It's about all of us collaborating together. And through these events, you can connect with other people that way.
Okay, so a lot of this is easier said than done.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So
did he just tell you to push it out a little bit? We're still learning here, right? We didn't go to school
I'm
for
a little
this.
short, and I was just telling Jennifer before the show started that I think I need a booster seat.
I said the same thing. We're both little shorties over here, but you can't tell that on TV, right?
See me, right? Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of this stuff is easier said than done. So I mentioned this to you when we were walking in. I'm in my car, and I like country music, so I'm listening to 99.5, and a Garth Brooks song comes on, and it's called Unanswered Prayers.
Yes.
And it's actually a love song. And in the song, he's thanking God for unanswered prayers. He's at a football game with his wife. He said he sees his old high school sweetheart, and it's something that was very painful for him, breaking up with his high school sweetheart, but he realizes that that wasn't his path, that he was supposed to end up with his wife. So it got me to thinking, and I'm pretty grateful to God for all of my unanswered prayers, because it's led me to this place right here, right now, not only in the studio, but just overall where I am in my life, which is a really great place. And there were multiple occasions, especially within the last couple of years, where I was so frustrated because I couldn't understand why my prayers weren't being answered. Excuse me. So I don't know, Jennifer, what do you think?
Wow. Yeah. I threw out a few prayers out there too, but with some F-bombs because I was angry at that so-called God I didn't have that relationship with. So, regardless of your faith background, use whatever word resonates with you. Those unanswered prayers were pretty much there for a long time for me because I was trying to be my own mini God.
Right.
So when you were in these moments of having these unanswered prayers, did you want everything to be the way that you just wanted them to be in the way that you envisioned?
Exactly. I had already in my mind a vision of what I wanted my life to look like. I knew the path that I wanted to be on. And it wasn't working out. And it was pissing me off, excuse my language, but it was making me really upset. And now I'm in such a great place. I'm able to look back and realize, hey, Rocio, that's not where you were supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't my path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely relate. As you know, I've shared my story numerous times, and a lot of other people that I talk to out there, the same thing. They're frustrated. They're stuck in that routine of life. They want something different, but yet what they want sometimes isn't what the best thing is for them.
Right.
And so these opportunities are right in front of you, but you just can't see it because you're so set in your own way. And it seems so counterintuitive to take that leap of faith, right? This isn't about religion. And if you're religious, great, fantastic. For me, it's more about relationship, but it's about trusting in that relationship and taking that leap of faith and trusting and knowing, first and foremost, who I truly work for.
Right.
And who is truly providing for me and who I really am in that relationship.
Right. And it's really getting, again, to the root of it, because for the longest time, too, I tried practicing The Secret and, the power of manifestation.
The law of attraction.
The law of attraction, yes. And I would tell myself, I believe this. I believe it. I really want it. I want to be successful. I want to make, a significant amount of money. I want this. Why isn't it happening? But I don't think I really believed it. I thought I did.
That positive bubble is great for a little while.
It's temporary.
And then it bursts.
Right.
And I like to talk about people of taking that to the next step with it being powerful.
Right.
And, law of attraction, we can say, well, we met,
Right.
But I call those divine connections. So when you're at these networking groups and you're connecting with other people, you're at other events, you're walking down the street, and if you're open to trusting and saying, okay, Lord, whatever it is that you have planned for me, I accept it. And yes, do we get tested a little bit? Not necessarily by God. I don't believe that we get necessarily tested, but he allows us to go through some trials and tribulations.
Right.
And when I go through them, it's much easier. I'm not depressed and suicidal for years like I was before. I move through it in a matter of minutes, or maybe it's a few hours, and maybe it's even a couple days, but not the depression that I had before. And I think this is a big topic that's recently, unfortunately, been in the news through, the death of
right.
Robin Williams. And it's something that we, shouldn't be ashamed to talk about, but also, understand that you're not alone. And this happens so much in the workplace. I can't tell you, again, the countless amount of times where I'll was working with some sales professionals who just didn't have that outlet to voice their concern.
Right. Yeah. And it's definitely, it's important to have faith, to just relax and have faith.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, definitely. I mean, maybe I'm kind of crazy here, but imagine yourself in your car when you're in a rush and you just, now, you hit construction, you hit a dead end, and you just cannot make it to your destination. Now, let's backtrack. You get back into your car, and you're still running late, but your perspective has changed. I'm just going to drive. I'm going to get there. It's okay. When I get there, I get there. The ride's going to be a lot smoother.
Right. So while you're going through, the little bumps in the road, so to speak.
Right.
Why not have a different perspective on it? Trust that everything is going to work out okay. A lot of times we think, our life is just now, but, we break that down as it being everlasting. That's one of the acronyms and
right.
how we break out this real relationship. You are righteous. It is everlasting. It is authentic and loving. This connection, these relationships that we have with other people, and especially through your Creator, whatever it is that you choose to call it. For me, I call it Jesus Christ. And God and the Holy Spirit. And that's my own personal relationship. That's probably the most that you'll hear me talk about that.
Right.
But I'm not going to shy away from who I am in that relationship.
Right.
Awesome. So, wow. We went from networking to and connecting to even connecting with God.
Right.
Again, nothing is off limits here at the Sales from the Heart show. Very much our personal, our spiritual aspects combined with business. It's who you are that really counts, and connect with other people out there that resonate with that.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not about being preachy, people. So please don't go starting to hit people over the head with your book of faith. It's not about that.
Right.
At least not
we all
for
believe
me.
what we believe.
Right.
And it's
but
okay.
if you believe that, that's okay. Just don't do it to me. All right, and I won't do it to you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about trusting in
The process.
and how that came through, where these unanswered prayers turned into something that was even greater than what you envisioned. How did that come about for you? Did it happen overnight? Was it?
No, it definitely did not. I had to deal with a lot of personal issues. I was dealing with what I found out at the time was depression. It was something that I kind of had always suspected. I thought maybe I just kind of like being sad because it was something that I've dealt with my entire life. And when
it was something that you just knew to expect. Like,
yeah,
this is
I was
normal.
just always, every so often I would get really sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was just me. I'm an emotional person. I'm very sensitive. So I just thought it was part of my makeup. But the last year it got really bad, really, really bad. And it wasn't until I met Jennifer that I was actually able to put a name to what I was going through. And
we didn't work on that through coaching, did we?
We didn't. No.
We worked on it through my volunteer group, which you're a part of as well, and several other of you out there. So It's not something that we advertise, but just know that you have a resource. And again, you can connect with us and we can connect you to that, and it's free. I mean, you can give a donation if you like, but we don't get paid for it.
Right.
The people that run this are absolutely fantastic, and we respect your privacy with this. So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so once I dealt with those personal issues, and I did it, I just felt it was time. I was tired of being tired. I think a lot of us can relate to that. You just get so used to the daily grind and working and giving your all, and sometimes you're just tired. And what makes it even worse is not seeing that manifest into much of anything, except maybe a paycheck. And even if that paycheck isn't what you want to see every 2 weeks, you'd like to see a couple other zeros at the end of it. It could definitely be frustrating. So when I made that decision to deal with, the root of my issues, I decided to just trust in the process.
I think that's a key word there. You said that you made a decision.
Yes.
That sometimes is what people resist.
Yes.
Because they
don't know why it's so liberating.
It absolutely is. You have to make that decision first and foremost.
Yes.
When a perfect example is about 15 years ago, I had that concept and idea of coaching come to me. And then I delayed on that unique gift that I've been blessed with. And I pushed that aside. Then a few years later, I studied coaching and I worked with some pretty prominent people in the industry. And then I stopped doing that and delayed that. And I went into food and beverage and wholesale lending and all these other things that I was able to still use to some degree, or the connections that I made, but I was still denying this gift inside because I had this other void that I was trying to mask, and I didn't know the root cause of it, like you mentioned earlier.
Right.
So then what happens after you discover what the root cause of it is?
Then you discover what the root cause is, you deal with that, and then you make the decision to change your ways.
Yes.
You make a decision to trust the process.
So even in those moments of just despair where you're like, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to move forward? When I decided to move forward this year or last year with Sales from the Heart, I decided to work with a coach, but I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. It was pretty much more than my mortgage on a monthly basis. But I said, you know what? Yes, I'm going to do this. And then I was open to having others help me.
Right.
That was a big no-no for me for so many years. I'm like Miss Independent. You hear this from society saying that's what it's about. You have to support yourself, the single ladies, the da-da-da-da-da, all this stuff.
But you have to do your part.
Yes.
Okay? Because, things aren't going to just fall in your lap. Opportunities, people, jobs are not going to just fall in your lap. You have to do your part.
Well, I think, I'm going to battle this just a little bit here, challenge it.
Okay.
Because I think things flow much easier when you trust that process first, when you take that leap of faith, you make that decision, and then the how comes. The how sometimes is none of your business. It really isn't, not first.
Right.
Because that's when the fear and the limiting beliefs come in, and then we start doubting, or we allow others to project their fears onto us. Oh, you need to go get a job because you need security. I don't know how secure jobs are out there, considering there's been a lot of layoffs and company closures. I don't think that's what your baseline should be for security. Or, I need health insurance, so that's why I can't start my own business.
Well, right. And what I mean by doing your part is, for example, I met Jennifer. I had never anticipated ever hiring, a coach.
Oh my gosh, did you say the C word again?
I did. But I met you and I realized, hey, this is something that could probably really help me grow my business. I honestly, I didn't think I could afford her. But I made a decision to go get a part-time evening job. And that was going to be the way I was going to pay for her services. It was something that was very important to me. Is it fun working all day and then going to another job, especially when you have a husband and 2 kids? And
you were doing the midnight hustle?
Yes, the midnight hustle, you know it. And you have a million other things going on? No, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, it was a great place. I really loved the people that I worked with. But, I wanted my evenings. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to cook dinner. I wanted to hang out with my family. But, I knew that I was going to have to make a couple of sacrifices, and I was okay with that.
And they were temporary?
They were temporary. Yes. And again, nothing happens by accident. There is a reason or coincidence. Yes. Everything happens for a reason. I have a really amazing opportunity that has presented itself to me.
We can't talk about the details yet, right?
Cannot.
Is it still in legal?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so maybe a few more weeks we can announce it to everybody.
Hopefully, yeah, maybe next show. Yes, so I would never have come across that opportunity had I not been working at that evening job. You know, so yeah, definitely.
It all divinely came together. It
yes,
really did.
So definitely have faith, trust the process. It'll all work out. It really will.
And have a plan as well.
Yeah, of course.
But not necessarily this rigid plan where that's it, that's all you're going to do. You know, be open to other opportunities that maybe you haven't envisioned for yourself, but your creator absolutely has.
Correct.
So that shows up so many times, not only, you know, through the stories that you've shared with me and others have shown, but also think about those moments for you. Or maybe you want to discover a little bit more about what that is. Make sure to connect and plug into our community here. Feel free to reach out and ask any questions. And no, you don't have to hire me. It's, you know, it's yes, also, I mean, okay, if you want. No. Basically, you know, we're here to serve others. Not everybody is meant to be our client, and that's okay. You have to be comfortable also with saying no. You have to be comfortable with saying, yes, I want to move forward with this. I just don't know how, but I trust the process.
Yeah, definitely reach out. We'll help however we can. We'll, you know, if we can't help you, we'll direct you in the right direction.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to call in. Again, you can always call in. You can email us to stay connected and plug in for future shows. And we'll be here to assist you there. So we've covered quite a few things already today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment? Anything?
Maybe hearing your story about this morning.
And how I managed to go through it. And, you know, I'm going to be the first to say that I have these moments every now and then where I'm like, what am I going to do? That's okay. Like, for instance, yesterday I did my first photo shoot and video shoot. Yay. And that I had a few of those moments. So thank you to Bruce at Blue Sky Video, as well as Steve Nielsen from M&J Productions for really just guiding me through that process. And it was something that I had to step out of my comfort zone. And here's the thing. It's not even about my comfort zone, because it's never comfortable within your comfort zone because you feel like you should be doing something else. And then you step out of it and it's never comfortable there either.
Right.
But I knew I've been called to serve on a larger scale a little bit sooner than I had envisioned. My plan was to coach one-on-one with people for a couple years and then build it out and grow it out a little bit later. And here we are on this program. We have some other stuff that are coming out to serve more people out there nationwide. And just really fortunate just to say, hey, it's not about me. I can be goofy. I can make these mistakes. I can have my little tummy show in a shot. And they can Photoshop it. No, but, you know, just to be real, be who you are. And if somebody doesn't like you, it's just a statistical fact. Not everybody's going to like you. That's okay, because those people that you do connect with, even if it's just a couple or one amazing person here, that makes a huge difference. So remember that as you're going out to these networking events, and just one person sometimes. That's all it is.
Okay. So I think we're getting ready to wrap up soon. So just to put it all together.
Yeah. Some of those little nuggets that we've shared today.
So we want to make sure that you guys are, you know, logging off or walking away, hanging up your phones with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's break it down from events.
Yes.
Right? So connect with the host of the event and ask if they can make a couple introductions for you.
Okay. Mission and agenda.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, have a mission or an agenda. Make sure that you know exactly what it is you want to take away from each event, and get get down to the details, X amount of people, maybe you want to walk away with X amount of business cards, whatever it is, know exactly what it is you want to walk away with.
Absolutely. And also I would contribute to that.
Yes.
What can you give to somebody?
That's great. Yes.
Yeah. What can you give? Because I'm not a fan of how many business cards can you get
Right.
if it's not a meaningful connection.
Right. We'll definitely make
But it's good
yeah.
to have that mapped out. And we can always help you do that and put together a plan for you. What else? Some other little nuggets that we shared today about being yourself, being real, being authentic. And you know what? If you don't like your authentic self right now because maybe you are handling some personal issues at home, or some anxiety, or even that depression that's out there. We're not claiming to be therapists here, but we do have a fantastic group and program that can help you with those types of issues, or just feeling like you want to take your business to the next level. It doesn't always have to be this problematic thing.
Right.
And what else do you think that we should share? I think there are a few other golden nuggets in there, but what stood out for you?
Okay, so I don't know.
I think being consistent. How about that?
There you go.
Being consistent.
That's a good
having
one.
a process and a system for what you do. We're going to talk about that a lot more in some future shows of how you should take everybody through that system so you're not running around all chaotic and being busy but not getting the results that you really need to have your business thrive.
Yes, that definitely helps.
All right. So we have a few more minutes here. So do we just want to have fun?
We can.
All right. Let's get into a dance party.
Yeah. No.
At least you have heels on. I don't think I would be seen in the camera if I stood
Doesn't
up.
matter. My feet barely touch the ground here.
Yeah. So what are you doing this weekend? Any exciting plans?
Work, more work. I do have a really great event on Sunday.
Yes.
Yes, I have teamed up with Jackie Camacho from JJR Marketing. We're putting together an event. She put together this wonderful event for a very lucky young lady.
Very blessed.
Very blessed. Yes, her name is Nancy. Nancy never had a quinceañera, and
does everybody know what a quinceañera is?
It's like a sweet 16,
but you're 15
for the Latino community. And Jackie is hosting this quinceañera for her at Medieval Times. I'm the event planner.
Yay!
So yeah,
so that's what you mean by working, because normally you don't work that much on a weekend, right?
No. But yes, I am working this Sunday, and that's okay.
All right. Shout out to Jackie. Yes. You are amazing. That's her word. Yes. I always say awesome. She says amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. What a great cause. What she does with the youth and the community. She's got some fantastic books out there as well. So make sure to look her up.
And if you're doing really wonderful things out there, share those with us.
Yes, please.
Definitely. Let's connect.
Yeah. You can always email us. You can connect at info@salesfromtheheart.com. You can also call us after hours, and that will reach Sales from the Heart at 773-614-SALE, or it's 773-614-7253. And then make sure to connect with us on our Facebook community at Sales from the Heart. And of course, you can always extend a personal connection to me, Jennifer Villarreal, and also
Rocio Vallejo. And then don't forget, visit us on our site at www.PlanetaXLive.com. That's PlanetAXLive.com. And log our number into your phone, 773-236-0015.
Wow. Well, I've had a lot of fun today.
So have I. I hope you guys come back.
We hope.
We expect you. Yes.
We'll have some different topics and different lengths of the show as well. So in case you can't plug in for the full hour, you can find the recording online. And some of our other shows will be shorter segments as well. So we're really here to serve you. Please feel free to participate. You could also send us video questions. We're going to have a lot of exciting interactive stuff that's going to be going on and to plug you into this community. So definitely continue to be a blessing out there to others. Remember, sales is really about being of service, coming from that heart, and truly connecting with your unique gifts.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And
Ciao.
blessings. Bye.